Yes, bold predictions.
for 2023.
2023.
Okay.
All right, welcome to another episode of Getting Real in the Field. And this is the show where we talk about all the things that you hate to do, which is following up, making phone calls, calling people, texting every day, and reaching out to your sphere of influence. And I'm your host, JB Fluellen, and this is Keck Tech. Oh, the Matrix is in the house. All right. So
you are in the Matrix today. You're still in the minty greenhouse.
I am. I'm still in the minty greenhouse in Springfield, Missouri.
Not Springfield, where is Homer Simpson?
Yeah,
Simpson
not the Springfield that Homer's in, the unregistered non-American Springfield. It's that Springfield, Russia, Mother Russia.
That's right.
In the deep what is it? Siberia somewhere, Springfield, Siberia.
That's
somewhere.
right. There you go. Okay, so that's why the walls are glowing. No, you're saying in Missouri. It's not that the walls are glowing green from the radiation.
No, not that. No, it smells minty in here though. For some reason, it's weird. Winter green, maybe.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Okay, so tonight's the fun night.
Yes, bold predictions
for 2023.
2023.
Okay.
So rounding this out, Keck, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. Gosh, there's a couple of topics I would love to kind of throw it out there and let's chat about this. Been thinking, I've come up with a small list, so let's kind of bring it up and then we can kind of see what our predictions are. Okay. Interest rates.
Okay.
Interest rates. You think, is it going to go down, stay where it is, go up?
So my thought is that as we look at trending, that, and I think NAR actually put out some of this stuff too in their bold predictions for 2023. But honestly, I think
really,
yeah, that interest rates are going to stay between 5 and 6% for the majority of 2023, if not the whole year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, it's going to go down. I'll even say 5.5 to 6, and I will even go a little bit further to kind of say that it will go down a little bit. And once, if the government actually the Federal Reserve, not the government, but the Fed Reserve actually stop changing it, I think that the market will start hopefully picking back up. It won't be as hot as like the last several years for sure, but then if we can stay around that 5.5-6%, I think that the market will start picking it up.
Yeah, I think so. We're starting to see an uptick already in our area.
Are you really?
Yeah, in terms of just showings, if you're priced correctly, and that is the key to this whole thing, is just price it correctly. Like, if you have clients that are not pricing correctly, then you need to have them just watch this video and say, hey, look, if you price your house correctly, you're going to get showings. I mean, imagine that.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, let's reset expectations, because the world is not going to be like what it was during the COVID times, right?
No.
Where you get multiple offers, no contingencies and all that. Welcome back to the old world.
Yeah, and honestly, reality. Like, those days are over. Like, we had to invent new techniques to really like get through the chaos when it came to some of these offers. Yeah. Because it was insane. Like, I got one house that I listed, I got 9 offers on it. And I've heard other people had 25 offers.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I've heard places in like California where they were the first offer was $1 million over.
Oh, yeah. No, we had in our area in Seattle, we had I remember 2 properties where they were offered $1 million over, and we're talking about like these are $3 million homes, so it's 25%, but $1 million over. Yeah.
What really blows me away though is they had cash then. Where's all that cash now?
Oh, I feel sorry for the person, that the family that probably said, yeah, fine, here's an extra $1 million to get that house.
Yeah, I remember back in when I first got in the business, California had some crazy growth going on down there, and they had a multiple offer scenarios and stuff like that back in 2010, 2011 when I think this is right after the crash, and then
Really?
prices were starting to go just bananas again, and people multiple offers, 45 people waiting in line, just all sorts of crazy stuff, but nowhere else in the country was going on like that. So it was really, really interesting. And then all of a sudden COVID hits and the exact opposite happens of what we all thought.
Yeah.
It's like there's less people working and then tons of cash. Like this makes no sense. Like
Yeah.
the economy, the economics don't make sense. Like just like this idea that we're going into a recession when a year ago people had tons of cash, like where'd it go? It didn't just go up in smoke, didn't catch on fire by accident, So, all right, we probably should stay on topic here. Okay. So next one.
Marketing. There's a whole couple of things to unpack there.
Yeah.
I predict based on what I see in dealing with Facebook. Look, I used to spend a lot of money on Facebook. I think it's like dying. I won't say that they're out of the picture, but unless they totally surprise me and reinvent themselves, they're dying. I'm spending 1/10 of what I used to on marketing with them these days.
Yeah, one of my buddies is
Mark Zuckerberg, my buddy.
Remember when he used to be everybody's friend? Remember that?
Yeah, I know, not anymore.
Yeah, those days are over. Okay. So one of my buddies who's in the marketing space every single day.
Yeah.
And he's been in talks with some of his buddies that are in his little space. And he says the same thing. He's like, he even goes as far as saying that Facebook is going to go away completely.
No way.
Yeah, because they've just become such a target in the media for everything. Anything privacy related, like the moves that Apple's making with shutting off tracking and all this kind of stuff is all because Facebook has gotten in trouble. So of course Apple is trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
In their space. And I'm assuming that, Google's going to follow suit, and it's all because, Zuckerberg's become the scapegoat for all the privacy issues, which kind of is a double-edged sword, because it's funny because people that are on Facebook are the ones that are dissing Facebook. And it's like, you do know, like, it's like putting water inside of the boat while you're trying to stay above water. Yeah. And you're like you're complaining that you're putting water in the boat when you're the one putting water in the boat. Yeah. And it's like, well, if you like these platforms, you probably shouldn't complain. Like the people that are on Twitter complaining about Elon, and they're on Twitter complaining about Elon. It's like,
it's ironic.
If this is your platform, it's going to go away. Like,
no,
don't you understand this?
I will say though, like, I like it as a social platform. It's fine. I want to know when your birthday is on Facebook, be nosy, seeing what you're doing these days when you go on vacation and stuff like that. But from a marketing perspective, we're cutting it.
Stuff ain't free.
Yeah.
It doesn't run on, your texts and your pictures is not currency. Well, maybe I say that now, and then, a year from now, everyone's going to be trading pictures as currency or whatever. But okay, the world we live in. All right. Next on the chat. Well, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm going to say marketing is a couple more. I think I'm going to go out there. Last year, I'm going to jump on your bandwagon. Last year, you said, YouTube will be, or videos will be hot. I still think that's the case as well, too. And especially TikTok as well too is going to pick up steam. I know the only caveat I would say is that depending on what the government says, this number of states are starting to kind of raise the alarm about TikTok and all that hoopla about the Chinese government kind of spying on us and stuff like that. I could see that, and that I think would kill momentum. I'm not talking about the politics of it, but that might kind of kill the use of TikTok in the US. But overall, I do think that video is still king. And I think that whichever agents that are listening to this, and if you are still contemplating on, hey, should I do a video? I'm too afraid, get over it and just do it, because I think that, you get a lot of opportunities. I was just talking to an agent this afternoon, and she says she does TikTok, and people come up to her, think that she's such a wonderful star, talking about, as if they know her personally. And I love that. That's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to extend yourself through technology and video to be able to kind of reach out to prospects.
Yeah.
And she says that she gets leads every week because of that.
Yeah. And I also, another thing with marketing too is, and this has kind of been going on for a while, but I think if you really want free leads going into 2023, switch whatever you're doing into hyperlocal content. Hyperlocal content is going to be king in 2023. And I need to start doing that too.
Oh, and that's what we're doing from a marketing perspective. I mean, just not just video content, but you're totally right. Having that local online presence.
Yep.
Right.
So start with, if you don't know what to do or know where to start, just start with, why move to my town? Top 5 reasons to move to my town. Number 1.
Yep.
Because I live here. So you need to move here too. No, just kidding. Because I'm awesome.
That's right. No, I mean, absolutely. Talk about, the places and things to do in your neighborhood and stuff like that. That's hyper local, like you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Anything? Okay. Should people still market on Zillow? What are your thoughts about Zillow? That's my last one about marketing.
So here's my bold prediction. And I've been saying this, and I've actually said this to some execs over there too, is that Zillow is going to become a full-on brokerage in 2023.
Really? In 2023? That's pretty huevo.
Why? Because I think I think they've got the systems dialed in. They have to try to reinvent their algorithms. And I think a lot of agents are pulling out of Zillow as a result of that. My goal, honestly, and this is a bold prediction, is that I'll be out of Zillow by March of next year, 100%. There are better ways to spend my dollars, I think.
Wow.
So
good for you, man.
Yeah, I want to own my own content. You know what I mean? So I'd rather double down on YouTube ads. Yeah, no,
I 100% agree. Okay, well, what about a couple of trends? Let's see. PropTech, maybe let's talk about PropTech. What do you think about that? And maybe define for our audience what you mean by PropTech as well.
So PropTech is basically anything properties, real estate, and then technology. So, for whatever reason, but if you take half of one word and add half of another word and you add it together, it becomes hip. So, but PropTech is like anything in the mortgage space, that's trying to be innovative or in home warranty, trying to be innovative there, or trying to combine two things together like real estate and, mortgage or whatever, but then trying to do a spin on it. Like you fill out a quick survey and then they can get you a pre-qual letter and get you an agent all at the same time, like just little spins on it. And I think that the innovation in that space, because the big rage was come in and use our company and go in and like a cash offer, and then we'll buy your property and then we'll bridge the gap between, but it's not a bridge loan. It's different, but it's the same kind of.
Yeah.
So you can come in like cash, and then if you don't sell your house, we'll buy it from you, whatever. And so it's kind of like these weird like innovations. I think a lot of that is going to die off because,
interesting.
We don't need cash anymore. Cash is still king, obviously, in the real estate space. But I think because the market has stabilized so much that there's just, for whatever reason, that cash all dried up in the last year. I don't know. The magical cash fairies took all your money from the year before, or you spent it on a house and you got to move, whatever the case is.
Yeah, I would say, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh, I was going to say, in general, I think technology, if you are like for us, technology will continue to kind of invest and build upon it, especially with the AI that we're doing. But I will say in the market, based on what I'm seeing in trends right now and number of startups, with the economy is going to slow down. I think that it's not going to be as big when free money was flowing into these companies before, and things are going to slow down. You're not going to see as many startups or any new like cutting edge technology, right? I still think that what we're, with AI, that will still continue to be a trend. I see more and more players trying to get into the space that we're doing, even though we started this 7 years ago, right? And if you're not in it, you're too late by now. And you've got a lot of these kind of like platforms. I'm going to not call it their names, but pretending that they've got AI when they really don't, and they're trying to play catch up right now. So I think that they're going to find out like, oh crap, this requires a lot of investment, and don't have that time or the resources to do it right now in this slowing economy.
Yeah.
So
I would agree.
I don't think there would be any new like, ooh, this has got to be cool kind of thing.
Right. It's not like, I mean, if there's some cool Oculus kind of VR technology where, VR headsets become super cheap, you can pick one up for $5 and you can send it to your out-of-state client, and then, everybody is doing 3D tours. I still think, and it's 2023 and we don't have, 3D tours on every single listing. I think at some point, if there's an MLS out there that requires all their agents to do 3D tours, or they can't put their listings in there, that has to happen at some point. Because to me, it's 2023 and we're still physically showing houses.
I totally agree.
Give me a break. Totally, like, honestly, like why? I mean, this is a simple and easy technology where your listing agent has gone out there and had somebody scan a house. And every listing should have a 3D tour. It blows me away. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Okay.
All right.
Anything else that you want to cover?
Sphere of influence, man. Sphere of influence, I think, is still going to be king. Whether it's past clients or just people that know, like, and trust you. At the end of the day, like, you need to get on your Facebook page and you start making a list of people that know your name. If they know your name, they're in your sphere. And you need to figure out how to get their name, phone number, and email address, whether that's skip tracing everybody. I mean, there's companies out there that do it for pennies. When it used to cost you $15-20 to do a skip trace. Remember that? It was like $25 or something. Yeah. And now it's $6. I mean, I think it's companies down to like 9 cents to do a skip trace on somebody. But and then you can build that list, and then you just start texting them, emailing them, and sending them little cards and whatever, and building that list for referrals. Yeah. So you can build yourself a nice little VIP list of your favorite customers. Yeah. Or your favorite friends from Facebook. Yeah. And just start getting them to send you stuff, send you business. I mean, it's low-hanging fruit that's always been dangling right there that we just don't know what to do with this. Our 2,500 friends on Facebook. What do we do with that list? Yeah. Distill it down to people that know your name, that are in your local area, and get them to send you stuff. And throw parties for them. Yeah. Hey, I'm throwing a VIP party at my house, free pizza and beer. Couple $200-300, and you're going to be their favorite realtor, and then they're going to start sending you business.
There you go. There you go. It's cheaper than really what that boils down to is building relationships, right? Yep. Don't just waste your time chasing everything out there, but get back to fundamentals, build relationships, right? I will add one or two things, I guess, like trend wise. I am starting to see more investors coming out, investments. So that tells me also foreclosure is going to start increasing as well too. So my prediction is that, you'll see a lot more investors coming out of the woodwork. It's an opportunity to kind of, in this down market, to kind of figure out, how many families you can help from prevent them from getting to foreclosures and stuff. Now, I do think foreclosures will increase this coming year, but it's really dependent on how much the government steps in there to help out with the forbearance as well too, which I don't like, to be honest.
And
Because
honestly, like, all these people that had free mortgages for the next year, what's going to come out of the next election, this election cycle to the end of this cycle is going to be the government's going to step in. They're going to rearrange everybody's mortgage and they're going to be like, you know what? It's just okay.
yeah,
It's
I
okay.
know.
I
I
hear you. I feel your pain. And then and we're going to go ahead and add those 2 years back onto your 30-year mortgage. It's okay. Life happens. COVID happens. All those things happen. And, and we're going to go ahead and throw in, free education on top of that too, just as a little icing on the cake, because, it's me, Joe Biden. I'm here. Stamp of approval. I don't know what my name is or what birthday it is, but, or
Oh
my
my
birthday.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Well,
Okay, we digress. Okay. So wrapping this thing up, put a bow on it, Keck. How can people learn more about what people are doing, what you're doing in your world?
if you want to learn more than just predictions and want to learn about our platform or our services, reach out to me. You can check us out on fieldnotes.ai, or you can call me direct at 425-740-0260. And you?
If you want to learn more about what's going on over at Real and how an agent-owned brokerage can help you grow and scale your business, company, or
Ooh, I like that.
team or indie brokerage, you can just give me a call, 307-772-1184, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram at JP Fluellen, or you can just hit the Google machine, and I'm everywhere. You can DM me on any of the social platforms. So,
We're
yeah.
going to memorialize this. When we release this, we'll be coming back next year at the end of the year to review and make sure to keep ourselves honest and accountable to all of you guys out there.
Yes.
See
And
how
if you
good
have
we are.
not seen our 2022 predictions show, go back and watch that episode as well. And don't forget, if you like this content, to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and all of those things, because we don't do this for us. We do this for you. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.